Talk a little bit about energy at home. And what really interested me is linked to the fact that we can, as we've seen in the solar impulse, we can create our own energy. It's pretty much the same thing at home, actually. So I like your idea of having the on table energy and the below the table energy. So how are you going to manage that? So you've got a very interesting way of approaching things in the UK. So please go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Simon Daniel. I'm founder of Moixa technology. We've heard a lot today about data and the future of the internet and the future of cloud, all these new technologies, but what good is any of it if you don't have the most fundamental thing, which is power? And so this is the most important session of the day and the most important session for all consumers. Moixa is a UK smart grid company with a difference. We do lots of energy data and energy management, so we can provide you information about your appliances. We can enable you to control things remotely. But here is the difference, is we actually have an energy system which gives you energy. We provide efficient electricity to power all this new technology you've heard from Per about today. We've recognized that all the devices in the home, all the technology in the home, which is kind of above the waist, which people care about, is low power DC. Electronics, communication, gadgets, media, and more recently, LED lighting is all low power DC, which is what solar produces, is what your batteries store, is what fuel cells produce. And so we've invented a smart DC technology to wire it all together and give you the cheapest efficient energy. The old way, the inverters, the AC-DC adapters are extremely wasteful. You know, trillions of kilowatt hours a year are wasted in this stuff through converters, from your solar panel inverters, through AC-DC adapters. There are billions of them, they're very annoying, they use up your sockets. They're wasteful. There's no standardization behind them. They're international. They don't fit in your pocket. They're bad design. It's last century design. Whereas this century is all about future energy efficiency. So let's look at a video example. So our energy system is taking energy from the sun at or night charged batteries into a network to power DC lighting electronics. Here's an example of our friendly installer coming to set up a home office for you. So you might install a solar panel on your window in your urban home and hang it from a window and connect it to a battery pack. This battery pack is going to pull energy in the afternoon or talk to your smart meter to put energy when it's cheap overnight at an off-peak price. It's connected to an energy hub. This is a DC power hub, which might go in your home office or your media environment. And you can connect into it all your DC devices without those annoying AC-DC adapters and without those losses. And so here you're powering in a park, some computers, some monitors, some printers, some broadband, and you leave these devices on all day. So it's quite wasteful, this area of the home. But here we're running everything from one panel and one battery pack. You can have an electrician come and connect this into your home to connect some LED lights, so to actually reuse a lighting circuit to provide some power ports for some gadgets, or to provide you some smart controls so you can turn on your lights and devices from your smartphone. And so here we're controlling an office in London and giving some information. And the other thing we're doing with this system is monitoring stuff to tell you when you're using energy, maybe give you advice about opportunities to reduce energy, and maybe targeting improvements like, say, boiler control to enable you to turn on your boiler remotely or to turn it off when you're not at home. And we believe this kind of system is important because it's persistent. It's there in your home. It's powering things you use, so you see it every day. You're not going to throw it away. It sits there and learns about how you use energy. And so it's in quite a good position to say, your upstairs room is cooling down faster than the other room. You should have more insulation, or there's a new grant available. And it's about creating a relationship with the consumer through being an energy company, giving energy, that you can identify improvements to the home. What impact could this have? We designed this for the urban market, so you can install this in flats and homes. You have one solar panel, could power all your LED lighting as an example. And that means we take all that load off peak. We could reduce peak load by about 30% because you use your lighting when you get home, you use your electronics and media computing when you get home, and by shifting that to batteries which are charged in the afternoon or charged overnight, we can significantly reduce peak. So it gives you access to cheaper bills, gives you access to better infrastructure. The other side to that is is that the DC area is the thing which is growing fastest. We've seen lots of technology today. It's energy consuming. Cisco projects that all these gadgets we're using in this room, our smartphones and now tablet computers and laptops, there are 6 billion of those connected to the internet, and there will be 50 billion of those by 2020, and we want them on all the time. So we're reducing this load which is growing fastest. And the other side to this system is it's partly about resilience. And so if there's a power cut today, all of this lovely stuff goes down. And in this system, you can continue. For homes which have a Moixa DC system, you can carry on using communication, media, communication, lighting, and all the things you kind of care about. You can't run your kettle, you can't run your washing machine, but kind of who cares about that? You know, you need your internet access, you need resilience. And so power cuts are coming. They're in Japan, they're in Africa, they're coming here to homes in Europe. With the cancellation of nuclear, there's a forecast shortfall in supply. The other thing is economic, is if you say you wanted to retire today, I don't know how much your energy bill is, but let's say you're spending 2,000 euros a year on your energy. You need probably a pension of maybe 50, 70,000 euros just to pay your future energy use. And so what would you give today to be zero carbon or really zero bill on your energy future? And we believe if you spend maybe 1,000 or 2,000 euros on a system like this, it reduces your bills, helps learn about where you should spend money, and is really preparing you for the future. It's powering all this new stuff you're selling today. And so we think in 2016, recognizing the future is increasingly DC, we need to really sort of turn the paradigm on the head and focus around providing that energy efficiently, locally, from a local system. We've bought our own energy system today downstairs in the demonstration area. We're powering our own lights, electronics, and gadgets from batteries which are charged by the sun or charged by overnight. So come visit us, learn about how our systems could work with you individually, but also we're raising investment, we're raising partnerships, and so we're very keen to talk to companies today who can help us, help you, and help homes take advantage of this.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks a lot, Simon. So actually, what you're telling us is you are working on the first bricks of the huge building of what is called smart grids. So as you've mentioned it, you are just powering your neighbors, by the way, downstairs. So you are just bringing some energy and trying to balance what can be produced on the one hand and can be used on the other hand, and just feedback through data and other devices, and trying to step into this new world where we just not consume energy forever and in no limit, actually, and sky's the limit. It's no longer the time for it. And that's really exciting because we see now it's at hand reach. And my question would be, we can't imagine a revolution on smart grids or just managing in a smart way energy, but having people on board. So people might have the ability to purchase, small smart plugs, and to begin with by something pretty simple. So I think that's what you have in mind.
Yeah, I think modularity is kind of key. I think we've designed our system a bit like a Sky system. So it does something useful for you day one. It learns about you and then sells up Sky Plus or Sky Plus HD.
That's it.
HD doesn't exist. The renewables are not very good today, but they're great for all your electronics. So let's use it for that.
That's it.
And then learn about what happens next. And people need the service. They want the service of energy. They're not really interested in the data. The data is very interesting to stakeholders who can then use that to say, hang on, this home could do with this technology.
That's it. So you're taking it in a smart way, actually, which is having people on board so they can pay to get equipped and then gather all the data through the smart grids, and then all the country level or pan international, groupment of countries or whatever will be able then to plug their standards on top of that. But it's top-down, for some, but it's also bottom-up.
Top down to the waist. We'll do everything above the waist.
And
we'll work with companies who do everything below the waist.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You.
Okay.